Well, welcome back to the farm, everybody. I'm Tim. We're here at Mayberry Farm. Gotta show you something interesting we found out yesterday. So, these fence posts, as you can see, they're not very rusty. Used them 1 year. I want to show you this. They're no good. Here's a brand new one. Never's been put in the ground. But the top was stuck out of the top of that box right there. So I've got a whole box of these that are no good. Brand new. You put them out in the sun for a couple months. And yeah, they're no good. Look at that. They just crumble. So these were sold by Paris farmers up in Bridgeton. I'm assuming they bought a hell of a slug of them. That type there don't seem to be bothered by it. I don't know who made that one. But I got some others here. I'll show you what the good ones are. So these ones here are Dare. Battle Creek, Michigan, USA. And they seem to hold up all right. You know, you can't break nothing. These are a couple of years old. Well, they're probably 6 or 7 years old. Yeah, they don't break. I mean, these other ones are unbelievable, you know? They shatter like glass. So, yeah, be careful what you buy. I guess those cheap fence posts, you buy American made, you'll be happy with it. Be worth your money, even though it's $1 more or whatever. Those other ones ain't worth a shit. So anyway, I'll show you what I'm up to here. I just went and cut 3 8-footers, 2x6 of course. I'm going to make 2 46s, and I'm going to make 4 32-inch legs. And then I'll build the frame. I'll show you how I do it. Real simple. Not a whole lot of lumber. Except for the 3 8-footers, you could almost go to a building site and find scrap to make the ends and the legs, you know? And yeah, it's pretty cheap build. You can use plywood on the bottom. You know, you can Advantech and all that stuff, you know, that's good for 3 or 4 years, you know, with it being wet. Who cares, right? When the bottom falls out of it, you can either roll it over and nail some more on, or you can throw it away and build new and start over. But, you know, they're cheap. And anyway, I'm going to finish cutting these out. I'll show you all the pieces gathered together, and then we'll put her together. So I got to correct myself. I thought those were made in Poland, but they're not. Woodstream Corporation out of Pennsylvania sold those. And as you can see, made in China. That SKU A48. I actually can see right on the SKU tag. So these are made in China. And that right there is the SKU. Part number A48. I can't really get it to focus for some reason, but anyway, take my word for it. It's A48. So those are made in China. Some more inferior product from China. Which, shame on us, right? Anyway, I'm going to go back to cutting. Where I'm building this with 3 long pieces, I'm going to use the center one just as something to set my legs on. I'll screw all my legs on first, then we'll invert it, put the legs up, and we'll continue the construction. I just put a C-clamp on it. Anything will do. When you go in at an angle, a lot of times this will move a little bit, you know, when it's starting into the second piece. So I find just a couple $1 clamp there, one of them cheap ones, does a good job. I got 3.5 inch screws here. If you don't tip them just a little bit, they'll come out the other side. So I tip them just a little bit. If you want to go straight in, by 3 inch. nothing to it. The reason I put the legs on first, then I'll run the end pieces right out to flush to the end. And then I can capture this one, you know, it'll be inside of a pocket on two sides. Makes it a lot stronger. Yeah, anyway, I'll show you when I get ready to get there. So Carol just left. She held that side while I screwed stuff, just makes it easier. Like everything, you can get it done by yourself. I could have built it right on the ground, but I like working waist high. My back ain't what it used to be, and my knees are sore from, you know, too many years of welding on the cold ground, different stuff. So anyway, this is how I choose to do it on the sawhusses, and all I got to do is put this other piece on. I'll show you what it looks like here in a minute. We'll screw that middle in, and we'll start getting some boards, filling this old girl in. It's almost done. So just a little bit of information here. The other day I built the other box without the legs on, put the legs on last. Today I put them on first, and as you can see, it's hard to pull that in once you've got it screwed here. You're a lot better off to put a clamp on here and then put your first screws in here, and it'll suck them right up tight. And then when you screw it this direction, everything will be tight. I guess I've learned that you're better off to put the legs on last. That's my take on this whole thing. But anyway, we've got the frame all done. I split the difference, 23 inches from either end. Got that splitter in the middle. This splitter, it's not even vertical really. All it is to make it like two different gardens. So if she wants to put red beets over here, yellow beets over there, whatever. Psychologically, you know, it's kind of nice to have a barrier when you're changing things. You don't need that center one. I'm going to use 1 inch hemlock across here, or 3/4 inch. So I'm going to go get that, and that's just a matter of chopping it on the chop saw and nailing it with 8-penny nails. I'm just going to nail it together. Real inexpensive, and I'll show you when we get done here. There she is, rough and ready. These are anywhere from 3/4 inch hemlock to inch pine. A lot of the pine, you know, this is all dirt. There's footprints. Well, I don't know. There's a footprint right there. This is all stuff that was at Freiburg Fair. If you take a beautiful log to Freiburg Fair and saw it, you know, you might as well figure you're throwing the log away. You're doing it for demonstration 100%, because all you got left is just sheathing boards. The stuff, there's so much sand and dirt up there, you just can't keep stuff clean. And carpenters know you can't run dirty stuff through a plane. So anyway, yeah, she's all done, good and rugged. And I'm gonna go get the tractor and pick it up with the forks. It's not bad to lift, actually. I don't know what it weighs, probably, I don't know, probably 120 pounds or so. Probably 70 pounds, yeah, I'm lifting. Heavier than what you'd think. It doesn't look that heavy, but it's got some weight to it. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go get the tractor, and we'll lug this over there for Carol, and I'll cut some pressure treated, some little pieces for the feet to keep these pieces here off the ground, otherwise they sink in. And yeah, we'll fill it full of dirt, see if we can't get some stuff planted. Well, we got her setting on our pieces of pressure treated. There's about 4 bags of soil here for each one of these. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put some red beets, some golden beets. I'll bring you back when we get done. Well, and that's the end result. Carol's just watering them in. Got them all planted. What was there, about 6 trays here? Yeah. Maybe a little more than 6 trays. So yeah, that's basically just a little shy of 300 plants. So it's not bad. Carol likes a beet. She likes to pickle them in the fall, so she'll have plenty of pickling to do. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. Things are doing great on the farm. They forecast 2-3 days ago today was going to be a crap day, but look at it. It's just an absolute beautiful day. Just enough wind to rustle the leaves. Probably 3, 4, 5 miles an hour, something. It's just comfortable. The fence is working on the deer. So somebody commented about that fence. I'll go on over and add it to this video here. I wanted to know just what we used. So it's just a 1/2 inch ribbon that they use for horses. And it's set at 32 inches or 30 inches, somewhere's right in there. You don't want to set it very high. Might not even be 30, might be 28. It's not very high. The reason being, deer, when they walk, they're down pretty low. I know it looks low, but it's not. A deer, once you get the fence all put in, of course you saw the part at the beginning of this about the fence posts. You know, get good fence posts, and use a steel one on the corner where you're going to have your gate. Otherwise you're always pulling these things over. They don't really have enough strength. And anyway, we just got one of these little plug-in electric ones, good for 5 miles. And what you really should do at the beginning of the season, you should bait them with peanut butter. About every 100 feet you just put a slug of peanut butter on. What that does, any deer in the area, he'll come on over to it and he'll put his nose on that peanut butter. We've actually been out here when they've done it, and boy, I'll tell you, you'll hear it snap, and that deer will blow and he'll be gone through the woods for 100 yards, just not even looking where he's going. He's just crashing and going. It hits them pretty hard when they do it. But yeah, so far so good. The deer hasn't been back, and hopefully he's, you know, not gonna. If he had tasted the beans or the lettuce before we get the fence up, you'd never keep him out. This fence will not work. If they're just going through grazing and they're hitting peppers a little bit, they don't really care that much for peppers, but they'll eat them just because they're just like a cow, you know. As they're going, they'll eat on just about anything. Once they get into the green beans or the lettuce or anything like that that's really tasty to them, they'll just come up to the fence and jump it. And it doesn't matter how high you make it. You make it 6 feet high, they'll still jump it. We've been down that road with them before. You know, once they're into the beans, you might as well just sacrifice the beans and say, okay, they're gonna have the beans. We actually went through the trouble of putting a fence on top of the beans. We put 3 strands, 1 down each side, and just did the row. That old big buck, he said, well, he's okay, I'll leave that alone. He went down to the backfield where we had blue hubbard planted and ate every one of the blue hubbards. Once we fenced off the blue hubbards, he went back and he ate through the fence and ate the beans. So once they've tasted them, you're not going to get rid of them. Anyway, hope everybody's keeping safe out there. Don't hesitate to hit the like button and subscribe, and we will see you on the next one.